Welcome to Madhouse TV. Welcome to Rendezvous with Alysia. Today really is a madhouse. We have some spectacular guests here today. Sitting to my left, I have Angel Huertas, the author of this book, Rise to Grace. I'm going to be speaking a little bit with him. I also have Nelson Quijones, Eddie Rose. I have Teo, the winner of the Hot 97 showcase, who was played all day long yesterday on Hot 97, and Armando. We also have Chill Lover Radio here, just a house full of guests. It's going to be a really great, powerful show. So I'm going to, before I start my show, I have to plug, once again, La Pink. I have a sponsored wardrobe now from La Pink. They are located in Merrick, on Merrick Road in Belmore. La Pink, they're a clothing store, women's and junior clothing to die for. Love it there. Thank you for everything. So I'm going to turn the camera over to Angel Huertas, the author of Rise to Grace. Angel, the word is that you have an amazing pitch on this book. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. Rise to Grace is an autobiography of my life. Okay. It is truth. I lived the life Scarface pretended to live. I owned the south side of Brooklyn then. The women, the parties, the clubs, the champagne, the Armani suits, the Italian shoes, the drugs, the drug runners, the guns. I lived that life and I loved that life until one day a good friend of mine and someone I thought I could trust shot me. It played out ugly, Miss Stern. I died twice that night. Once in the back of the ambulance and the other time in the hospital. Both times God brought me back. Me, a drug dealer, a player. Street smart and street mean. God shows me grace. And that grace confronted me and it challenged me. That grace demanded, what are you going to do now, Angel? What are you going to do now with your life? My book, my story, my truth. Rise to Grace tells it like it is. Tells it like it was on the streets of Brooklyn. The mean streets of New York. My streets. At least that was what I believed in how I played it. Rise to Grace is my story. A real-life Scarface who needed to get shot to learn the real truth of the streets. Rise to Grace is that story, Miss Stern. Sorry.
Did you really live that Scarface life?
You know, that's a good question. Did I really live that Scarface life? Yes. The violence, the drug deals, the guns. I lived that life. All right. Now, did I make that Scarface money? Nowhere near making that Scarface money. But I made a lot of money. Was I around drug dealers and connections that made that money? Absolutely. I was around big money. When I was 18 years old, I was introduced to a drug organization that was making $40 million a month.
Right.
All right. And right from there, you know, once I got introduced to that organization, I loved it. It took off. Right. I never looked back. And I'm not here trying to glorify the bad things, you know, with that life. Bottom line is that I'm trying to glorify on the good that God has graced me with. I'm trying to save kids with my message.
Right.
It's about saving kids. I want those kids that are looking to join gangs, that are looking to sell drugs. I'm trying to reach those kids and say, hey, you know what? Before you think about selling drugs or before you think about joining a gang, read this. Look at what the street life did to me.
Right.
All right? That way they have a chance. A lot of these kids, they get caught up in the glamour of selling drugs, you know, the glamour of the money, but they're lost. They're not guided. They don't know the truth. And I feel like it's my job to, you know, impregnate the words of encouragement and to help these kids. I feel like I gotta snatch them up and say, hey, I'm gonna save you. And right now I'm getting the attention of a lot of kids, mothers, fathers. I mean, it's coming from everywhere. I mean, just look on my Facebook page. I mean, everybody's coming at me like, wow, your book is so amazing. You know, I never saw my son reading a book and all of a sudden he's reading your book and he's open. He's open for change. And that's what it's all about. If I can grab one kid in heaven, they say I've done it. I'm grabbing millions of kids. Yeah. And that's what it's all about.
It's almost like you're paying back for
absolutely
being given a second chance.
Like my mission right now is all about saving lives. Mm-hmm. That's my mission. I mean, how could I not make that my mission? Right. I mean, you know, I got shot. I died twice on the table.
I want to ask you, what does that mean? You died twice.
Well, the first time, well, let me tell you how it all came about.
Okay.
My friend shot me. Somebody that was on my team. Somebody that, you know, I loved and respected.
Okay.
Okay? And, you know, one day we were having dinner at his dinner table, and I was sitting down with his wife and his kids, and we were talking about how much money we were making. And the next day, on the holiest day of the year for Christians, Good Friday,
Right.
he calls me up and he says, what's up, brother? Come down, I want to talk to you. But real nice, like Judas, like my friend. I mean, like, this is my boy. So I go down and I knock on the door and I hear a gun go. So I didn't think anything of it. I hear that every day. So he comes out. Instead of me going in, he pushes me out. And I found that to be weird because, you know, I was just there the night before.
Sure.
And we start to argue about one of the biggest spots of one of the biggest drug spots in Brooklyn. He was running it. And the words just escalated. And the last thing I said to him was, you know what? You're a P. I don't want to disrespect your show. Handle your business. And before you know it, he pulled out a gun. And I'm 2 feet away from him. I'm like, this is the distance. All right? And I lifted up my hands. I said, don't do it. Before you know it, he says, no, I'm a P, remember? And he shoots me. So when he shot me, I fell on my back. Okay? And I turned around and I got up and I started running again. And then he shot me again. And this time, that bullet, he shot me in the butt. And that bullet penetrated my main artery. And I collapsed again. He came at me with the gun, put the gun to my head, and pulled the trigger, and the gun jammed on him. So at this time, he went to fix the gun. I got up and I started running. As I'm running towards that door, Ms. Stern, I can feel the bullets flying over my head, hitting the door in front of me. I grab the door, I open it, and it's my little brother, Nando, who I want to say, I love you, Nando. Thank you for everything. And he grabs me, and we start to run. As soon as we run, it was like a war zone. You could hear the guns being cocked back.
And this is in the middle of the street?
This is in the middle of the streets in Knickerbocker and Jefferson Avenue in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And you can hear the guns. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we started running, it was like a war zone. Boom, boom, boom. The bullets started hitting the cars as we were running. So I run 2 to 3 blocks away, and then I collapsed.
And where did you collapse?
Now, that's the crazy thing. I didn't know my surroundings. I just fell. All of a sudden, my little brother is screaming, they killed my brother. They killed my brother. But his voice, I knew he was there, but his voice was far, far away. And then all of a sudden, I hear this lady say, pray for him, Jesus. Pray to God. Ask God to forgive you. Right now. Do it right now. So when I heard that voice, I snapped out of it. And I realized that I fell in front of a church. The moment the congregation was coming out, mind you, it was Good Friday. So I started to pray. And the next thing I remember is having an out-of-body experience. I was in the back of the ambulance, and they're rolling my body in. The paramedic jumps on me and says, we're losing him. Get us out of here now. I'm looking at myself dead. I wasn't in my body. I just felt this heavy presence. I'm looking at myself dead. And this paramedic is telling the other one, we're losing him. Ms. Stern, I started to pray. For the first time in my life, I started to pray. And I said, God, please, no. I said, please, don't take me. I started remembering all the bad things that I was caught up in. I started remembering my wife and my son. And I bet. I
just want to cut you off. So you were married and you had a child at the time all this was happening.
Yeah, and I wasn't a real good husband at the time. I wasn't a good father. Right. I loved the streets more than I loved them. So when you're in that situation, I'm thinking, that's it, I'm done.
Right.
All right, I'm having this out-of-body experience for a reason. I'm done. So I asked God, I said, God, please forgive me. If you give me a second chance, I'll walk away. I promise you. And at that very moment, I started to pray. And as soon as I started to pray, I felt like my body being pulled into hell. And then the next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital with all these tubes in me and my beautiful wife crying over me saying, they saved you. She meant the doctors, but in all reality, I knew it was God that saved me.
Right.
And I walked away. I walked away from a life that was paying me thousands and thousands of dollars a day because I made a deal with God. I said, God, I will leave the streets alone if you give me a second chance. And that's exactly what I did. I walked away and I went and got me a job like 6 months later in a factory making $5 an hour. But the great thing about that, and this is one of the messages that I try to instill into these kids, is that $5 an hour turns into 7, from 7 to 10. You know, it just keeps growing and growing. You have to work at it.
Right.
And a lot of these kids don't know that. You know, I can't go into no $5 an hour job. I'm making, thousands of dollars a day. That thousands of dollars a day is going to kill you. All right, look at what happened to me. And now it's been 20 years. I've been with my company now for 16 years. I'm their salesman. I work for a beautiful company, LaserCam Express. We manufacture tools for the machinery industry, printing companies. I have the biggest accounts in Long Island. Accounts like Biographics, Disc Graphics, JAF, Alpha Packaging, Color Carton Folding Box, Packaging Trends. These are accounts that are under my belt, and I handle them. And I handle them well. I want to say to LaserCam and all my co-workers, thank you for all the support and the love. David Shapiro, Carl Coulter, Tom, George, Ron, Felix, Victor Henry, all those guys. Much love and respect to you guys.
So you went from this Scarface life, gangster life. You have a wife and a kid. You were shot. You died twice. You came back. Now, 20 years later, you're an extremely successful businessman. I mean, right there alone, your book, is such an inspiration to people.
Yes.
What does the cover mean? How did you
Well,
come up
the
with
cover,
the cover?
I'm glad you're asking all the right questions.
Oh, thank you.
You're definitely doing your job, girl. The cover came very easy to me.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, I fell in front of a church. When I opened up my eyes, I remember seeing the cross.
Right.
Okay. I remember reaching for that cross, and that's how I got the hand reaching for the cross.
Wonderful.
So that's how that all came about. Right then.
You just recently had a book signing, and you're going to be having another book signing.
Yes,
right?
I had my first book signing major event. It was at Human Bookstore.
Okay.
And I signed over 500 books in 3 hours.
Wow.
I'm having my second book signing at Deja Vu Book Lounge and Sensual Boutique. And that's at 1783 Lexington Avenue in Spanish Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have my team come down, and which we'll talk about my team in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, they're gonna come down, do some performances, and we're gonna take it to another level. I can't wait for that book signing. It's in Spanish Harlem, and as a way of giving back to the community, my books are in every Barnes and Noble's bookstore. These particular hardcover books, they go for $33.
Okay.
Okay, after taxes. As a way of me giving back to the community, I'm selling them for $15.
Oh,
all right,
wow.
yeah, which is a great deal. So come down and get your book signed by the author, and can't wait to see you guys there. It's gonna be a great time and a great event. Deja Vu Book Lounge.
Now you have a music video, which we're going to talk about. We're actually going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, we're going to bring up Eddie and Nelson to sit on the panel, and we're going to talk about your music videos and where you guys are going, and then we're going to have some special guests sing. So we will be right back. Hi, welcome back to Madhouse TV. You're joining us on Rendezvous with Alysia, my Saturday morning talk show, which airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. To my right, I have Eddie Rose, who's come to join the panel. He is the musical manager for Teo, Hot 97's hottest new artist that has taken over the airwaves. To my left, I have Angel, and to the left of Angel, we have Nelson Quejones, the CEO of Q Films. So Angel and I are actually going to be talking to Eddie and Nelson. So Angel, how did Eddie and Nelson come into play?
Well, once the book was completed,
Okay.
I had a vision.
Okay.
I wanted to do a soundtrack for the book. So I reached out to the artist 151, Ace 151, and I told him that I needed him to read the book, and I wanted him to do a track. But this track had to be special. to me, it had to be special. I wanted to dedicate the first track to my wife of 26 years. Okay, this is a woman that has, you know, she's the wife of a gangster, and she went through it back then. So I wanted the world to know, yes, she went through it, but her trophy is the man that I am today, the faithful man, the loving man, the respectable man, the man that gets up and goes to work every morning, the man that takes care of her and her kids. I wanted to dedicate it. So 151 did this. He wrote this beautiful song.
That's a great video.
Yeah, once the song was completed, I reached out to the greatest director. He had a name for him in the streets, and I reached out to Nelson Quiones, and I want to say that I have the utmost respect for you and what you do, and you know, you rarely hear me saying this. Not only do I respect you for what you do, but I respect you as a friend, okay? And I hope that one day your company, you know, takes you to that level. As you gentlemen can see, it's not just about rise to grace.
Right.
My vision is to bring everybody on my team for the ride. You know, Nelson at what he does with the videos, and we're doing a documentary that's going to be submitted into Sundance Films. We're actually going to take clips of this that we're recording today, and we're going to show Madhouse TV, Mad Love, okay, in the documentary. So I just want to say that. Thank you, Madhouse. And then we reached out to Eddie Rose, but I want Nelson to explain how that came about with Eddie Rose and Teo. If you like, Nelson, please take over.
All right, short but sweet. I met Andrew, the first time I spoke to Andrew was over the phone. I'm friends with his half-brother, Chris, and Andrew was interested in doing a music video, so he spread the word out, and Chris knows I'm a director. And so Chris contacted me and said, hey, my brother's looking to do a music video. So I said, hey, no problem, you know, tell him to give me a call. So he called me and he explained the situation and the vision he had, and I thought it was pretty awesome. So I was very much interested from the phone call. Once we met and he got more into detail about the book, I know this was a serious project. I knew that I would have to give it my all and 100% to really bring this vision to life. We did the video, and it was a great success. I really got a chance to showcase my skill as far as not being your regular generic hip-hop music video of showing girls and cars and stuff like that. I really showed the story of how Angel met Guadalupe.
Yes. And
that really helped me a lot with my career and as far as really storytelling. So Angel, from that success, we knew we had to continue and do more stuff. And he told me he had an artist that he was working with, and that was doing a song. So he introduced me. One day we went to the studio, and he introduced me to the artist, which is Teo, and I thought the kid was amazing from the first time I heard him. And you know, I've been a part of the hip hop community for all my life. You know, it's just music we listen to in the neighborhood, and then growing up, I got a chance to intern in a couple of record labels. I had a public access show at 18, so I was around, and I heard a lot of rappers and artists and R&B singers, and this kid really stood out to me, and I really believed in him. Eddie Rose is a childhood friend. Like, this is like my brother. Like, we grew up, you know, in Pampers, you know, with each other, and you know, the rise that we have our own story coming out soon, you know, of the trials and tribulations that we had. So I know Eddie was, at the time, he was, which he still is, managing an R&B singer by the name of Jaden Zoe. So I know Eddie is heavily based into in managing artists. So once I heard Teo, I said, Eddie has to meet Teo. We have to get that collaboration.
He made that very clear.
We have to get that collaboration together, because I knew Eddie could really help Teo with his career, and vice versa. I know Teo can help Eddie also, and it was just kind of like a match made in heaven. We bring Teo to the studio where Eddie works at the Lucky Boy Entertainment Studios, and it was just love at first sight.
Yeah, it was magical. It was you can. Although Eddie is a serious businessman, like he's always, you can see that he's always, you know.
Yeah.
But the moment we left that studio, after hearing Teo, their reaction was like, where did this kid come from?
Right.
That's where it was. And I want to take this time to say to you, Eddie, that the love and respect is there. You know, the short time that I know you, you've just what you've done with Teo and what you've done with Rise to Grace, believe it or not, is just amazing. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And that's why I feel it's important to involve you guys in everything that I got going on, because it's not just about Rise to Grace. It's about what we're trying to do as a team. It's about moving forward. We all have a story, and our story needs to be told. And we're a force that's going all the way. And look, 20 years ago, look at where we were at. Today, we're with one of the greatest journalists in all of Long Island. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So look at, we're moving forward. And that's where Eddie Rose came in. Tell us a little bit about you meeting Teo.
That was really special. It was something I didn't see. It was, Nell told me, yo, I have this kid, he's amazing. And I said, you know what, cool, And I really don't like to be extreme with certain things. When I hear something, I'm like, cool, let it come. If it comes, it comes. So I didn't expect much. I'm sitting in the studio, and what happened actually that day was I was really showcasing Jaden to them. I said, oh, look at this girl. Look at how she sounds, and she's, she has a great sound, a great look. And then I see, and this is the funniest thing, because Angel's there, and he's just really, taking everything in, and Teo's right next to him. And the most amazing thing happened. He said, can you just give me 1 second, excuse me. And I said, okay, what's going on? He took him to the back. He went outside somewhere. I don't know what he told them. I don't know what happened. But I know when he came back, it was like he unleashed a pit bull.
If I may, when we came back, when I took Teo outside, I said, see these guys right here? I feel it. They're going to take you to that level where you need to be at. Right. All right, because Teo was ready to give it up. We had spoken days before having that meeting, and he was like, you know what? All the hatred that's out there, people are saying I'm not going to make it. I told Teo, you know what? You're going to feed off that hatred, all right? And you're going to move yourself forward. As long as I'm in your life, I'm never going to allow you to let any doors close on you, okay? You go in there and you show them what you showed me, okay? And
boy,
go ahead.
Did he?
And he did, huh?
Oh man, like he came in, and it was like he took the leash off of a pit bull, and he just went for like 40 minutes just rapping, and we threw. And the thing is that with hip hop, with that kind of music, it's a challenge to hear a beat right then and then ride on it like it's nothing. And we were throwing different beats at him that he never heard. They were original sounds, and he just rode them like it was like he was surfing on the biggest wave in the world. And he had literally all of us just like, just like this.
Yeah, we put ugly faces.
Yeah, my normal faces are ugly faces.
Yeah,
I was just stuck.
There was a lot of ooh.
Yeah, and the thing is, while they're making them ugly faces, I'm like, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you? And he was just ripping the mic, ripping the floor. The house was coming down, and but Eddie, who's a serious man, he was like, just like the way he is, taking everything in. I found out when we left there, they were like jumping for joy, like, oh my God, this is it.
Amazing.
So it must be great now. He's all over Hot 97. He's being. I heard he was played all day yesterday on Hot 97. How does that make you feel?
I mean, again, the serious man comes in, as he says, and I just, I want to stay poised because it's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
But it's only the beginning.
Yeah.
It's only the beginning, and it's so important that we acknowledge the small wins, but the focus is so much bigger. Like I see him Z100, I see him global. You know what I mean? And it's gonna happen.
And and we are gonna hear him. We are going to a commercial break right now, and when we come back, Teo is going to be singing live from Madhouse Studios. Thanks. Welcome back to Madhouse TV. Right now we are bringing on Teo from Hot 97. He is singing the new song. Which song is he going to sing?
Let Me In.
Let Me In from the Rise to Grace soundtrack. Yes. Enjoy, Teo.
Teo. Yeah. You know, it's a pleasure to be night. Hold up, before you judge me, please know the story. Before the glory, I was in a concrete safari, searching for the answers like Maury. Man, I was only 3 years old when my daddy told me there's something special about you. Before he caught the boot from mommy, I swear I was young, but still I was familiar with broken families and horny nannies that pay to fill you. And so I grew rebellious, and oh, I knew that failure was the first thing they expected from a Rican in South Second. Though my pockets were depressing, my brain was on investment. I drove to the fork and chose the right direction. Well, it seemed right. I mean, like I made these nice connections. I seemed like it seemed right, but couldn't catch my connection. But it was Playboy, UF, in the entire section where fiends would act like contestants in battle and election for a spot on the back of congested line for an injection.
Finally. They say you can see your enemies coming from miles away, man. It's your friends that sneak up on you. Maybe it's just hard when you work in the streets to know who your friends really are.
Money was my addiction and causing infliction on innocent victims with syringes, sick in my vision of living properly. My convictions and interests similar to monarchies, probably that caused the anomaly from what I thought I'd be. Honestly, I thought I had the answers like the jury, blowing 20 stacks in the night just to do it. Ignorant, stupid, clueless, searching for my enemies when really they sitting right next to me. Thank you so much.
Teo. So Eddie, let's talk. How does this feel? How does this feel to have him live all over the radio, getting so much exposure, being involved with Angel Huertas and Rise to Grace? What does this feel like?
It's an amazing thing. I'm excited. You know, again, like I said, it's just keeping an eye on the prize. You know, I feel really grateful because of the people I'm surrounded with. You know, the company you keep determines the world that you're in. Mm-hmm. You know, and being around a person as Angel, you know, amazing story.
Thank you.
But more powerful than the story is the man that he is today. You know, great example. You know, I have a similar background to him, and he really is an inspiration for me. You know, and I have a great team, and that's what it's more about than just being out there on the radio. You know, it's about the people that we're with, the things that we're doing together, and what we're creating. You know, so it's a beautiful time. You know, and we're still in the beginning, but we're appreciating every moment because it's from the beginning to the end. So it's the journey more.
Right now, that song that Teo just sang, is that going to be made into a video like your first one?
Yes. In fact, we have to. Nelson and I, we were actually talking about that on the way in this morning. We have to map it out.
Yeah.
But we have the location. It's going to be filmed in the Hamptons.
Oh, very nice.
And yeah, it's a $3 million house. My man Steve Zarrett from Alpha Packaging is lending us his house. One of his cars has got mega cars. And we just got to put it together. So hopefully before the ending of the summer, Rise to Grace second video will be out, featuring Teo and the whole Studio Geek and Eddie Rose and everybody that's riding behind Eddie Rose. Directed by Nelson Q.
Very nice. You know what Nelson said before when he was up on the panel, when he did the first song, he made it like a story.
Yes.
And that was exactly how, when I watched the video for the first time, it was the story of your life. You know, and by watching the video, I couldn't wait to get my hands on the book and read it. It was just very powerful.
Thank you.
Is that something that you're going to do for the second?
Yes, we're definitely adding the book to it, but this is like a breakout video for Teo. All right, yeah, it's about Rise to Grace, but like I said before, you know, it's not about Rise to Grace when we're moving forward. Yes. You know, it's about all of us. So I feel like this video that we're gonna do it's more to put Teo on the map.
Sure.
Teo gets put on the map. Rise to Grace is put on the map.
Right.
You know, we all get put on the map. So we're gonna focus on Rise to Grace, but it's more about Teo right now.
Right. Now, when was your book signing again?
The book it's next week.
Next week. Okay.
Next Saturday. And that's at Deja Vu, Book Lounge and Central Boutique. And it's on Lexington Avenue, I believe 1783 Lexington Avenue in Spanish Harlem. And it's from 2 to 6. So whoever's out there, please come down and get a book, hardcover. Great book.
Now, who is Armando? We're going to bring Armando up next.
Now, Armando is someone very special to me.
Okay.
Someone that's just wrote a song. Well, he heard my song, Never Giving You Up. And he and I grew up in the hood together. And when I got shot, I left the neighborhood. And that was it. I never went back. But for whatever reason, I would always run into Armando. So one day I told him, listen, I'm writing a book. I got music. He goes, hey, guess what? I wrote a song. It's called Mi Amor. And I heard it and I loved it. And I said, you know what? You need a break. I'm going to take you with me. I'm going to take you with me on this journey that I got going on. And just sit down, strap on the seatbelt, and take this ride, because it's a ride that's going to take you there. And I invited him to come down and sing his song. I feel that, you know, if I'm going to help people, why not help a guy that I grew up with make it? And he actually has his song on iTunes. All right, so I hope you guys like this song, because this is another artist that's getting ready to break through. All right, so check him out.
Okay,
for sure.
We're going to go to a commercial. We're going to come right back with Armando, who's going to sing Mi Amor for us. Hi, welcome back to Madhouse TV. It really is a Madhouse today, but it's a great Madhouse. We have a lot of special guests here, and I thank everybody for being here. Right now, we're going to hear a new song called Mi Amor by Armando. So enjoy that song. Thanks.
You love the kid, I see it in your eyes. When times are hard, you're by my side. Tell me what more can I ask for? Yeah, more, you the one that I adore. You love the kid, I see it in your eyes. When times are hard, you're by my side. Tell me what more can I ask for? Yeah, more, you the one that I adore. You tell me I look good even when I don't. And you're the first one to snatch me by the throat and straighten me up. They will never be a prenup. Regardless if I'm rich, they will never be a prenup. The lavish life I made, keep your feet up. I want you to feel like Cleopatra in Egypt. A Benz or Beamer, hopefully will suffice. As long as you stay by my side, let's ride. Read me like a book, chapters memorized. And you know what I like, so you do what I like. And I more than like it, so I put the ring on it. To death do us part, go forward. Yeah, seeds in the crib, for us I live. And if it's rough, I'm staying in, I'm so Brooklyn. There's no one above my lady, there's no one above my lady. Yeah, love the kid, I see it in your eyes. When times are hard, you're by my side. Tell me what more can I ask for? Me and more, you're the one that I adore. You love the kid, I see it in your eyes. When times are hard, you're by my side. Tell me what more can I ask for? Me and more, you're the one that I adore. See, over the years, the fears disappear like wine, it gets better. We grow old together. No, it's not perfect, but in bad weather we shine. Let's rewind, get a cup of that wine, and toast to the mothers who hold down the crib and hold down the kids with no questions. And last but not least, she's a beast in bed. I said it, and she brings home a paycheck. Let's keep it real, cook meals, clean spills, she pay bills. Her sex appeal is so unreal. Kinda makes me feel like I'm way over my head. Then we get in bed and she's way over my head. Tongue back rub, bubbly, hot tub. She gives all the above, I'm so in love. There's no one above my lady, there's no one above my lady. Yeah, you love the kid, I see it in your eyes. When times are hard, you're by my side. Tell me what more can I ask for? Me and more, you're the one that I adore. You love the kid, I see it in your eyes. When times are hard, you're by my side. Tell me what more can I ask for? Me and more, you're the one that I adore. Yeah, shout out to Angel Wenthouse, still looking out, Madhouse TV. Young Teo, let's get it. Stepping Stone Entertainment Inc. We are more single, iTunes, go get that. Number one in the building. Let's go.
I'm going to just have a couple questions for Eddie and Nelson right now. And then, because there's so much love here with Rise to Grace, we're going to go to a commercial, but I want to bring Chill Lover Radio, Teo, and Armando back up. We'll probably sit on each other's laps and make it very informal, but there really is so much love here with Rise to Grace, so it doesn't even matter. Nelson and Eddie, did you read Angel's book?
Yes.
How did it affect you, and what did you think of the book?
To read the, well, I had the opportunity to know the man before I read the book.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I was reading it, I was picturing Angel and the situations that he was in. And it just, the respect level rose so much after that, because, you know, he really went through a lot of hard times, and to survive, you know, those hard times, and to a lot of people can't write about the book because for some reason they're not here. Right. Either they're dead or in jail, and we know that's the consequences of that lifestyle.
Yes.
Angel lived to tell the story, and to me that was just so amazing that I get to talk to him about, like, there was times that, because I'm a slow reader, so but I was fortunate to now with the technology we have to read through ebooks on my iPhone. So every time I went to work on the train or situations like that, I read a chapter or two. So I would call him right away and talk about each chapter, like, wow, you know, this, I just got off this, got off that, and he's like, wait, the next chapter gets better, just keep going, you know. So it was it's a great opportunity once again to meet him and to read the book, because it's such a good read, you know, from beginning to end, and to have a happily ever after is very rare.
Yeah. And how about you, Eddie?
Well, I was blown by it. It was one of the things that struck me was how detailed it is. You know, I felt I was Angel for a second as I was reading it. You know, I could smell what he was smelling. I could see, I can taste, I can move in the way he was moving as the story was playing out in my mind. I said, wow, this is really, really an amazing description, how he put it together. And of course, it's because he lived it, you know, and that's one of the things that I really, really was appreciated about the book. And another thing that really stood out was what his father, the message his father would always tell him when he was younger. You know, how he was special. There was something about him, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I saw that before I read the book. You know, when I met him, I said, there's something about him, you know. And maybe it's a reflection, you know, because he tells me the same thing, and maybe we have that bring it out of each other kind of thing. But it's not even about me, but more about him. I saw that, you know. So it's one thing, and in entertainment especially, you see things, and you know, people say don't believe half what you hear and half what you see, kind of thing, you know. But with the book, it's not like that, you know. That's Angel, you know, and I appreciate that a lot, you know, and it's really dope. I really think it's a high book.
I want to say thank you, gentlemen. You know, what an honor it is to have you gentlemen sitting on the panel with me right now. When I wrote the book, you know, you guys know it took me 5 years to write this book. But when I wrote it, that was my mission. I wanted the reader to feel like they were in that hallway with me.
Right.
I wanted them to smell the stink on the floor. That's the reaction that I wanted. And he just gave the world that reaction, which is an unbelievable feeling to me, you know. Thank you, guys.
Now, Nelson, Eddie, how do you feel about everything that Angel's doing with Q Films and, you know, the music and the videos? And I mean, this is not just a book. This is like beyond a book. This is taking on a life of its own, and it's just growing and growing. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, it's given opportunity, which is great, and the opportunity is to express our skill and our ability of what we do, you know, and it coincides with each other, you know. Andrew gave me an opportunity to do a video, and you know, so it gave me that opportunity to enhance my skill, but it also gave Andrew a vision now, you know, where, as you said yourself, when you seen the video, you seen the story. So it's like we're helping each other out, you know, and it's a great feeling, you know, because, you know, us being young Latinos in a urban neighborhood, you know, sometimes the chances are not always there. The cards are not always played right. And Angel, with the success he's having with Rise to Grace, he's given us lifelines where we have the opportunity to enhance our ability to help each other out, to help him out as far as helping ourselves out.
Yes.
Yeah. It's. I mean, coming from our neighborhood, it's almost had like that mentality is like crabs in a barrel kind of thing. You know, when you're trying to get out, you have other people pulling you down. You know, but it was so opposite with the energy that was that you know we had. You know, it was more of like, yo, let's help each other out. This is a platform, and let's take it to wherever it can go. Sky's the limit, you know. And I really appreciate, you know, what Angel has done for us. If it wasn't for Angel, and I tell this to Teo, you know, we would be in the studio, and I'm like, yo, dog, you know, I would have never met you. You wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have this movement. We wouldn't be. The world needed this. But if it wasn't for this man, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
I pay so much homage to him. I pay respect. So whatever he asked for me, like, you know, I only don't know for a short amount of time, but I'm there. You know what I mean?
The
I
love,
definitely, hands down.
I appreciate that. The love and respect is definitely here with this team. And when I knew I had Cap, I had Nelson under my belt. Okay, we had Teo, we had Eddie. That was it. I said, you know what? This is it. This is the Rise to Grace team.
Yes.
Okay, Nelson's gonna do what he's gonna do. Eddie's gonna do what he's gonna do as far as taking Teo to that next level. All right, I'm bringing in Amandi. I call him Amandi.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to take my people, and Rise to Grace is for us to be reckoned with. We're moving forward.
And you're moving forward extremely fast, too, and I'm very honored to have you guys here. We're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, you're going to feel some love. We're going to bring up Teo, Armandi, and Will from Chill Lover Radio. Although there's no room, we'll make Welcome back to Madhouse TV. As I said before, there's so much love here, we made room. We have Will from Chill Lover Radio, we brought up Armando, and we brought up Teo. This Rise to Grace team is so empowering and so beautiful. I wanted Angel just to speak a few words about his team because, I mean, even this team means a lot to me.
Well, this is the Rise to Grace takeover. What else can I say? All right, we got Chill Lover over here. He's going to be broadcasting live on Chill Lover Radio and any events that I got going on. Okay, we got Armando that we just introduced him to the team. Okay, he's gonna be doing some things for Rise to Grace. We got my man Nelson Quiones, who's in contract to doing all my videos and documentaries. We got Eddie Rose, who's the manager of Young Teo.
What's
all right, so this is it, Rise to Grace takeover. We're a force to be reckoned with. We coming at you, and we coming at you real hard.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Let's get it.
Love you.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Madhouse TV.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Joe,